Now, I told y'all, the Indiana Fever don't look too bad, baby. My goodness. They put hands, feet, kneecaps, ankle brace, a whole everything all over the whole city of New York. So Brennan Unescu and Brianna Stewart looking like ancient people.
Clark, a deep three.
She scored the first basket of the game, 9 months away from professional basketball, 2 surgeries worth of recovery, an entire season stolen by injury. And the moment Caitlin Clark stepped back onto that court against the New York Liberty, she scored the very first basket of the game.
Hit it all the way to Billings. Billings down low, hands it off to Clark. Clark being guarded by Gardner. Puts the floater up and rattles it in.
I really like the aggressiveness, and you can hear the crowd just getting into it.
The crowd lost their mind, and honestly, so did the rest of us. But here's the thing, nobody is talking about this morning. What happened after that shot is actually the more interesting story. Stick with me, because this one goes deeper than the highlight reel. Let us set the scene.
Okay. Preseason has finally kicked off. The Indiana Fever go into New York and walk out of New York with a W in hand. Things that I liked.
April 25th, 2026, the Indiana Fever opening their preseason against the defending Liberty. And Caitlin Clark playing in her first WNBA game since July 15th, 2025, 9 months and 10 days ago, walking out onto that floor with every camera in the building pointed directly at her. She admitted she had nerves, said it herself before tip-off, but she also said this, and I want you to remember this line: this isn't a real game. I understand that, but that's how we treat it, like a real game.
How much do you expect to play today? Can you talk about that?
Yeah, like 20, 25 minutes is probably what you're going to see. Not like a minute restriction or anything like that. Just, wanting to see some other lineups of people that are, trying to make the team and giving them opportunities as well. So that's still a good amount of minutes. I expect to be out there, and basically I'm pretty sure we're planning on treating the first half like a real game, and I expect New York to probably do the same. And then, second half, a lot of other people are going to get some run. So, but yeah, I expect to play a good amount.
That is not a player easing in. That is a competitor. And it showed from the very first possession. Clark received the ball, attacked the paint, and scored. Just like that. First touch, first basket of the entire game. The building erupted, and then, 2 possessions later, she did the thing that has become her signature. Pulled up from 29 feet, stepped back, released it flat and clean, and watched it disappear through the net.
Yes, she is a knockdown shooter. She is feisty over there, making the offensive foul. Clark takes the 3 and drills it.
Oh my, behind the back. There's not a question that she has come up in this game, getting right early.
2 possessions, 2 makes. She looked like she had never left. And then the shooting stopped. Her final 8 shots of the game, all misses. 2 for 10 from the field overall, 1 for 5 from 3. After those 2 opening makes, Clark could not buy a basket. Now here is where most channels are going to frame this as a problem. They are going to clip the misses, write the hot takes, and tell you the rust was showing. I want to give you the actual story. Clark played 17 minutes, all in the first half. 17 minutes, managed carefully by the coaching staff, in a preseason game against a full-strength Liberty team. She had 0 turnovers. She had 4 assists, 3 rebounds, and a block. She finished +1 on the court. And when the fourth quarter came around and Indiana needed to close it out, they did not need her to do it. Shatori Walker-Kimbrough scored 9 points in a 21-4 closing run. Kelsey Mitchell and Walker Kimbrough each finished with 18 points. Sophie Cunningham dropped 13 off the bench. The final score, Indiana Fever 109, New York Liberty 91, an 18-point blowout. This is the part that should genuinely excite every Fever fan watching this. For the past year, the narrative around Indiana has been simple. Caitlin Clark is the team. When she goes down, the team goes down with her. The 2025 season seemed to prove that point. 13 games for Clark, a season that went nowhere. But what happened on Saturday? Clark played half a game, shot 2 for 10, and Indiana still won by 18 against the New York Liberty. That is a completely different team than the one we watched in 2025. Think about what that actually means heading into a full WNBA season. Clark does not have to be perfect. She does not have to carry 35 minutes every night. She has weapons around her now. She has depth. She has a roster built to win games even on her off nights. And every great player has off nights. The pressure that used to sit entirely on her shoulders, it is spread out now. And for a player coming back from the kind of injury year she had, that changes everything. Now let us talk about the shooting, because I think it deserves honesty rather than spin. 2 for 10 is not what Clark wants. She knows that. She is the most self-aware player in this league when it comes to her own performance. And you can bet she walked off that court with a list of every shot she wants back. But here is what I noticed watching the misses. None of them were timid. None of them were the shots of a player protecting herself, second-guessing her body, playing scared. Every single attempt was aggressive and confident, the kind she would have taken in her rookie year in college, in any game at any level. The mechanics were there, the courage was there, the shots just did not fall. That is rust, and rust burns off fast. After the final buzzer, with Indiana celebrating a dominant win, Caitlin Clark was not dwelling on the shooting numbers. She was talking about the team, about the win, about what this group is capable of over a full season. That is who she is. She scored the first basket of the game when it mattered most, when 9 months of waiting and wondering and doubting was sitting on her shoulders, and every eye in that building was watching. She delivered in that moment without hesitation. The rest of the game is a footnote. The 2026 season starts now. The Indiana Fever are 1-0 in the preseason. Caitlin Clark is healthy, back on the floor, and playing with zero fear. And a team that once lived and died by her every shot just beat the Liberty by 18 without her playing a single minute of the second half. The league has been put on notice, and we are just getting started. If this video got you fired up for the 2026 season, hit that like button right now. It means the world to the channel. Subscribe if you are not already on board, because we are covering every single Fever game this season as it happens. Drop your prediction for Clark's 2026 season averages in the comments. We will be reading every one.